Syncing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, my name is Jeremiah Mount, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to be playing some Farming Simulator. Let me think. Episode 5? I'm pretty sure. Episode 6 won't be coming out. I'm going to be doing either Sea of Thieves or 7 Days to Die. So, in this video, we're just going to be going over this, the grass fields. At first, I assumed that it took 2 or 3 days to actually grow. Then I realized that that's untrue. That that it doesn't take that long. I think you can grow more grass if you wait 3 days or so. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. I didn't look up the tutorial. I'm still recording I'm recording this video on the same day as I recorded the other Minecraft videos and episode 4. So yeah, this is episode 5. This is probably my 6th cup of coffee today. So I'm kind of like really hyper. We need to find, what do we need to get? Mower. Yeah, mower. Okay. Our mower should be, our tractor should be powerful enough to run the mowers. As you can see, we have, like I said, 14 and 15 finished. Now all we have to do is just cut them and put them in rows. Then we pick them up with our baler. The bales spit them out. Then we collect them. And we can feed them to the cows that we don't have. Also, I made a small mistake while out of recording. I accidentally drove my my bedder that spreads the bale or the straw or hay across the field. I accidentally brought it up to the farm, but if you look down at the bottom, where near the shop, there's this little cow head, and it's supposed to go there because it's never to go anywhere else, unless if I was to fill it from the farm, then transport it back, then fill it back up at the farm, transport it back, and there is absolutely no way I would be doing that. So we're going to have to take that back. I'm glad we have new tractors because now we can pull that baler or that not baler, the bale trailer a lot easier, a lot faster. That is pretty. That's pretty cool. There's no pattern of that, but that, how'd that happen? Huh. I like it, but I mean, that's a bit weird. Didn't expect that to happen. Let's go ahead and, this could be our screenshot, or this will be our thing for the video. Perhaps I'll go on top of the house. Alright, we'll start here because they're going to count this piece, even though it's not on the field, they'll count it as grass, so. And the middle one, yep, alright, there we go. Now, when I get the windrower going, it should move all 3 of these into one giant pile. Let's make sure that that we didn't get a mower that was too big. That's 9, and so it's 9 overall. I think I just passed the windrower. Can't speak today. Windrower. Passed it, obviously. Okay, I passed it like 4 times. 9.3. So this is just perfect for this. So it'll pick it up and put it all together. Then it'll make my job easier. So in a sense, I don't think we even have to have it, but it makes less trips around. Now we're gonna go ahead and run the harvester now. And I plan to plow the fields, except the grass ones. We're gonna just let those continue to grow because they actually don't need to be planted ever again. They're stuck, not stuck. They're like that until I go over to that field and replant something, or I think I have to cultivate first or plow first. Um, I don't have to create a new field, at least. And why did it do that though? I mean, it's cool, but why'd that one do it and that one didn't? And in a field previous, it didn't do it. Looks like the oh, that is awesome. Ah, oh, man, that is actually nice. I was thinking, why is it red and white, red and white? Like, was there something faulty? But no, this is. I don't want to cut this now because this is freaking awesome. Now I wonder if there's other fields across the map that do the same thing as this one does. Wow. I wish my range was just a bit better so I could get a full look at it. A full look at it. I didn't expect this. This is actually really cool, and it's showing up just as well on my monitor, and slightly less. But man, that is awesome. I know I keep saying it, but like I don't know if that's because of an update or if that's always been like that. I like that a lot. Now, I'm curious if that is on other fields or other flags or other things, or if that's never been there and that's just an update. I'm gonna do my research on that because I'm curious. Because I kind of want to keep that there. Like part of the actual series. But at the same time, I also want to make money and cut the grass. I'm gonna keep it for this episode. Right now, I'm just doing the mower really to show you guys how it works. I mean, it's basically just a harvester, except instead of collecting stuff, it drops it all out for you. I guess in a sense, it's just a mower with no tank to hold anything. All right, let's go ahead and get in action. For some reason, field 19 refused to grow, so we have these that are near wanting to be withered. I was thinking that we'll go ahead and just harvest this while 19 continues growing, but I realized that I was on my first growing rotation, so it would be perfectly fine if I was to continue letting these grow. And I don't think there's any profit drop if I don't actually. No, I don't think there's any profit drop if I let it grow longer. I think it just means that you're closer and closer to letting it go to rot. Alright, I'm gonna see how strong that Withrow needs. Withrow? Windrower. Okay, a Windrower, not Withrow. Witherow's the last name. A Windrower only needs 55. So we're gonna go ahead and take one of our cheap tractors and pull that. You, my sir, have finished. See, usually they would also get that very end piece right here. They would treat that as field. But I mean, guess not. They also usually treat this over here as field. They did it on field 26, definitely. But I mean, I'm not complaining because it makes the field look like a field and it holds a basic shape. Now, I really don't want to get rid of that American flag. Just, it's cool. I didn't expect it. That was something that just kind of happened. I wonder if it switches fields or if it's just that field. We're going to find out. Maybe it changes flags? Huh. Here we go. Now, this is how this works. That's good. I like that. I like a lot. A lot. Now, it makes everything easier for me, and as you can see, the grass will regrow, and if I want to turn this back into a field, I think all I have to do is cultivate. I have to make sure though, I start on the actual field, or it'll say, sorry, you can't do that because it's not field. So I think right here's that line. Alright. Also, I want to apologize. I had made an error in my editing, and I forgot to crop out the black spaces on my videos. So on some PC users who have a slightly taller screen, one that's more square than it is rectangle, then you probably won't notice it. But anyone who's on phone and turns on their side, you are going to see a very smaller image. I just realized this, so I am so happy that I spotted it. And the next video, well, the first video which you would have already seen. Hold on. You would have seen it Saturday. It is episode 2 of Minecraft. You would have noticed a change in my recording, or in the recording, because it'll fit your screen a lot better. I just noticed this at the very end of my entire day. So I'm recording my farming simulator at the very end, and I realized about halfway through the entire day and realized, oh no, now people are seeing a very small image, and I'm guaranteed no one's liking that at all. So I'm here to fix the problem. Now I have to just remember to make that a habit, because I guess I tend to kind of forget. I mean, I forget a lot of things, so I'm glad this recording process I do is a lot simpler. If I didn't have the PC, I probably wouldn't even be recording, because there would be no way in the literal sense. But you know, did I just fold my front mower? What's that going to do? And plus, I don't even need to fold it. Alright. This is gonna hurt me. I don't like this. Alright, well. Go. Take her down. If you're seeing this on the day of upload, I actually recorded this, of course, way earlier. I should be going back to doing my normal record the day before system, but as I'm doing band, I really don't have time to actually record, so I just record all in one day or over 2 days, and I will edit, because editing doesn't take as long as actually recording, depending on the game. If it's, let's say, Farming Sim, that takes a long time to actually record, because there's a lot of stuff that gets cut out that you guys don't see because it's the boring stuff. So to keep the video going, you actually you just cut that out. I mean, in a sense, I don't have to do anything apart from the thing I want to do in the video, but to keep this a constant successful farm, I gotta always do the stuff that really makes the money, such as the harvesting and the growing of crops and selling it and stuff. And speaking of, actually, I like the prices for wheat right now. It's at the Maplefield Mill for $153. I can sell it. I take it to the train. It gets put it gets dumped into the train, and I can sell all of it for the same constant price. If, let's say, I was to sell to Mary's Farm for $830, that price would start going down, because since I'm selling so much of it in a high quantity, the price will naturally just fall because there's no more of a demand for it. Well, with the train, I can put up to, I think, 100,000 liters of grain. Oh, too far. Dump. Yep, it's hopefully dumping. And if this was real life, I would have lost everything. That would have been really awful if that was real. I mean, in a sense, I'd like that, because at least you know you gotta be careful. But, yes, as long as you register, well, as long as the tipper registers as being over a place to drop, then it'll drop. Also, check this out. And my chair moves around, and I can drive. Oh, wow. And the way I turn it, too, actually drives normal. So if I go this way, if I'm going right, it'll actually go right. I don't have to go left to go right now. I have to go right to go left. I enjoy that. It's really weird backing up. I think I might just... Okay, forgot. Okay. I just might... okay, yeah. I'm going to stick with what I have. Okay, how do I... Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and stick with the way I always do it, and just back up with the reverse and everything. I'm definitely more used to that. Definitely more comfortable with that. Oh, hey, also, if I'm being honest, I think this series is the first series, the first map that I've actually taken serious without using the money mod. I did find the gold, so of course that I can't be I can't say anything about, but I mean, it sped up the series. Oh, I lowered my baler, but I didn't turn it on. There we go. Turning it on might be important. It's making weird sounds again. Alright. Also, I apologize again at the end of the week if there is a change in audio. My mic was chewed up, so I'm using my phone, which isn't bad, but I mean, I definitely think that a mic would do better, but at the same time, I also think that the mic I had was a bit too sensitive, and it picked up almost everything. So, I mean, I like the phone because it doesn't pick up every single sound. You might hear the vent, but I mean, you aren't hearing a whole lot. You aren't hearing the things that you don't need to hear. You aren't hearing the background conversations or talking or the extra noises, unless if it's right outside my door, of course. But I mean, the other mic, it was good for picking up the overall sound, but it wasn't good for picking up just a single sound of a single person talking, and not intending for it to be, and only intending for it to be that person. Back to the grass thing, though. I'm gonna be real sad if that flag does not grow back. That is an absolute amazing thing. I'm thinking I might just try FS19 on the American world, but as I said, that game is still kind of not as good as it could be. the gameplay aspects in this and the small little things in this game are of course patched up, but in that game it's like they rely on their modders too much. The ones who create those mods, they rely on them so much, and I don't think that is good. They're going for a Bethesda approach with for example, with the Fallout 76. I'm guessing guessing they wanted to rely on their modders, which they don't even pay, to fix and repair all the bugs and add cool new content to it. I've heard that it's getting better now, but still, that doesn't make up for what you did in the very beginning. I mean, if I would I get the game? No, I'm not really much of a Fallout person. I might consider getting Fallout New Vegas because it's a bit older. It's probably cheaper, and I've heard it's the best of them all. But to go back to the FS thing, I hope that there isn't going to be this Bethesda approach when they design their next game. I'm hoping that isn't their approach to doing this game. Well, not this game, but FS19. But at this rate, I really see some changes that aren't so good. Either they didn't change anything, or they did it and it just sucked, or maybe it was a bit too buggy. For example, I don't know if this is on all consoles, but when you start up a world, and whether you've been on the world before or not, you will not exactly freeze out, but you'll glitch just a little bit. Your frames might drop a little. You might just skip just a hair, until maybe like 10-20 minutes into the world. Then you're fine after you've walked around and had everything rendered. But in this game, I don't have to do that. Once I get in, it runs perfectly smooth. For you guys, it's probably running kind of crappy because I'm only running this at 30 frames a second. And this game really only runs about 30 to 45 frames a second. But I mean, the screen recorder definitely picks up sometimes picks up the frames when they definitely pick up sometimes the in between the frames, and it's kind of wonky. I mean, nothing I can do, and hopefully, if this YouTube thing does go off, I'll get a better screen recorder. I'll get an Elgato, and I'll record some of my older games, like Mafia 2. Mafia 2 is a good game. I could do L.A. Noire, which is another good game. I could do that on the Xbox One right now, if I really wanted to, but I don't know how YouTube would feel about nudity and investigating a dead corpse. Well, a bunch of dead corpses and nudity at the same time. It's a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. But I mean, if you have children around, make sure you're not doing homicide, because a lot of the homicide cases are like that. I think this is actually, if I'm going to be honest, probably going to be one of the better videos, not only because I am speaking more clear, but also because I'm doing less actual silence, and I'm doing more talking, I'm doing more content. So it's like I don't have to really edit much out, unless if I did some blunders through the talking, which I really don't edit out. I try not to edit them out, to just let you know that I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. And look, I mean, you really don't even need to hear this from me, because I'm not a famous YouTuber. I'm not a beginning YouTuber, but I mean, I'm not famous, and I don't have a lot of views. I'm just a beginner YouTuber. But the best, but the biggest thing I can say is that, like, even with my stutter and my small little speech things, I get through it and I have fun, and I learn from my mistakes. So if you're like me and you just stutter a lot, um, not only are you playing a video game and having fun, like me, I mean, this might be boring to you, but this is fantastic, and I love this game a lot. It's fun to me. Um, but if, let's say, you like playing video games and you like talking, but you can't talk, then do what I'm doing. It's fun. You get to play video games. You get to learn how to edit. I will leave the editing softwares. I have two. I mean, I only use one actually, but I mean, both of them are great. One is Shotcut, and one is OneShot. Those are two fantastic ones. I mean, I use Shotcut the most, but I mean, Shot One is just as good. Is it OneShot or Shot One? It's one. It's one of those. I'll have the details in the description. And the screen recorder I'm using, I am actually using one of those Microsoft Store screen recorders. I wonder if that's on the not PC, on the Xbox actually. Because if so, then I could probably put my hard drive in and I could record with the TV I have here and everything. I'm gonna check that out here after this. I mean, I guarantee it's not. I guarantee it's just for PC, Windows 10 and stuff. You stopped again. Why are you doing this? Now, I want you to consider this. If you record, you are putting yourself out there. You are improving yourself. You are learning a new skill if you edit, or you're learning a new skill with talking. I mean, of course, you know, my talking thing, but mine's more of just trying to improve, but I'm learning also at the same time how to talk more clear. I'm learning how to say things easier. It's kind of like a personal speech class. You listen to it and you think, that did not sound right, or that sounded fantastic. So, it's like, I don't see much of a loss. I mean, you might think, well, what if this person makes fun of me? That doesn't matter because you don't know them. And let's say if you do from score something, that doesn't matter either because it's something you want to do, then do it. Not trying to really make this an inspirational video, but I mean, if I'm doing this, if I have enough courage to be recording every single day and be putting this on the internet, then I definitely think, sorry, just running into that made me laugh, then I definitely think you can, and I want to say that might seem hard, but I mean, in reality, all you gotta do, of course, the cheesy line, be yourself. Being yourself on camera is really hard. Like, really, really, really hard, but I mean, it's possible. It's very, very, very possible. I mean, I am still trying to learn how to be myself on camera. I mean, there's stuff I'm probably doing that isn't really something I would do or I would say, but yet I think every single time I record, I notice something a little bit more and more real. Whether it just be my talking, be the emotions I'm having, kind of like that flag. Maybe I would have over exaggerated that. Or perhaps I would have just been like, yeah, that's cool. But like, I honestly loved that. That was fantastic. Whoever had the idea to just put that in, you're awesome. But it's like every single time I record, not only do I see me recording, but I also see a slightly more real and sincere me. And in a sense, I'm learning more about myself while doing this. And get some friends to watch your stuff, listen to your stuff. Whether you're singing, doing commentary like I am doing, or you're making vlogs, or no matter what, like have some good friends watch your stuff, because they are very big support. Whether it be family or friends, just let them watch it, because if a stranger watches it, that's one thing. But if someone close to you watches it and says that's good, or they are sorry, they're I just want to say they're more likely to be sincere and real with you, especially since you're putting it out on the internet. It might create some urgency. It might let them know, okay, look, this is out there, and I'm going to continue putting this out there, and I want you to tell me what I can fix. So next time I put content out there, it's going to be better. Like I said, in the very first recording, that really wasn't me. I mean, it was a nervous me, but it wasn't also me either. It was more of a, oh crap, why am I doing this kind of me. So, as I said, I really don't want to turn this into an inspirational video, but like I said before, if I can do this, I mean, I see no reason why you can't do it. Let's actually see where our highest buyer for wheat, or not wheat, barley is. Okay, that's at Mary's farm. So we're not going to sell this yet. I want to hold on to barley until there's a higher price. I think in the last Farm Sim video, I talked about how the prices are kind of rigged, because once you start growing that crop, the price drops drastically. One of those two. It starts dropping a lot, but I think that it's kind of random. But I mean, I could also be wrong, and I just got really, really lucky. And if I got lucky, then I'm going to go ahead and jump on that opportunity. Okay, so I have a good idea for another series, and if anyone likes this one, my idea is that I'm going to download a whole bunch of mods of older vehicles. I have a paper, because I've done this personally. Of course, not on camera, because this game, I mean, not really getting boring, but kind of a bit easy, in the sense of that after having so many fields, you can really get anything after maybe 2 or 3 harvests. Nope, there we go. So I decided to add a complicated turn, which was to write down every single tractor and tool, which sucked. Write down the year it was made or issued, or close year. I did that with Google and a whole bunch of, like, I'd say maybe 3 hours of research. And the rule is every year I cross off that year, and now I'm allowed to purchase vehicles from the next year. Let's say if we start at 1974, I'm only allowed to buy stuff from 1974 and back. And if, let's say, I want something that's from 1975, can't do it. Can't buy it. It is unusable, unlockable until 1974. Now, I don't know where I thought of this idea, but I mean, I kind of liked it. And I mean, this trailer it's so funny when it just goes kind of haywire. It's just back and forth. But uh, when I wouldn't record, I mean, when I did this, because of course I didn't record, I would listen to music from those years as well. But of course, since I've copyright, I can't do that. But I might make a playlist of songs that will fit those years. Perhaps. I mean, that's something kind of small and silly, but I mean, if you really want to get into that mood of that year, listen to that playlist, play track. Huh. I don't think I've ever said. I don't think I've ever said play track. I mean, if you listen to a track, I mean, of course that's music, but I meant playlist. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, I could do that. That might be interesting. I could add seasons mod, which is basically where there's summer, spring, fall, and winter. That's also not a bad idea because that adds a huge difficulty, especially for people who are starting a farm and you have loans. If you have loans, they charge you every single day. They don't charge you by the year, they charge you every single day. And let's say if you're not gaining money that day, you're only losing that money. So it's like that would add some extreme difficulties. That would add a challenge. That would add hardness. Of course, I think jobs are still available in that mod, but if let's say you wanna not do work and do the help, then you might be stuck. You might be screwed. Either of those ideas are good. Perhaps maybe I could do both of those. Now, I know that would take a very long time to get anywhere interesting. Unless if I started from, let's say, 84 or something. You know, when tractors and vehicles were getting good, then it'd probably only last until maybe the early 2000s. I mean, just realistically, unless if I was to do maybe one episode is 1 year, then the videos would be about an hour long. Which, I mean, if you're really interested in farm sim, then you know, I mean, that's something you could watch. But if you're like me, it's like you want to watch some farm sim games, but you don't want to really continue watching the same thing over and over. Then you know you definitely wouldn't want to watch those because it would be basically what I'm doing right now, except without much change at all through the entire series until a specific year. Now, I have no idea if that made sense, so my apologies if it did not. Oh dear. Alright, there we go. Now, we need to go down to the shop. Let's go ahead and get you transferred. Let's restart you. I'm probably offended every bloody British person in the bloody world. Now that is a failed attempt at being British. Alright, so now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this now, just because it's going to be good to have them. Just so I don't gotta worry about it in the next episode. It'll be done in this episode, and we'll go ahead and do the chores for the cows in the next episode. So, you know, we'll handle it in this one. We'll get them this one. We'll handle them next one. Then we'll handle them from then on too. Then I might kick up the difficulty, and I might turn off the buying for the seed. So I would have to go to a fertilizer. I would have to go back either to my farm or buy pallets and have them placed in the area that I need them. So let's say if I wanted to, I could buy the old 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. And that will be my spot. That spot will, of course, I don't want to drive my machines all the way down to my farm just to refill back up to get emptied later. So I would have a camp set up so I don't have to. Oh, sorry. Gotta make sure. Yep, he's being blocked. That's good. Yep, I figured. But that would make me have to consider where do I put a camp or a place to refill my resources or my materials, such as this place right here. This is where I get my seeds, liquid fertilizer, and and bagged fertilizer. So I might kick that up. I have the fuel off because, I mean, I like purchasing the fuel. So I think that's really as hard as it gets, unless if I turn on or turn off automatic engine start. So I mean, there's not really much else I can do apart from turning. Well, I can't in 17 turn on hard mode. So I mean, it's like we're doing good. So unless if I find anything interesting to do, then we might be just kind of stuck. I mean, if we buy new fields, maybe, then we could either turn them into something fun or interesting. Like, you know, we could turn maybe 26 into a whole village. Maybe we could buy a bunch of cars and design them differently. I mean, of course, that all requires money, and to you guys, it's just you gotta wait for the next episode. Why me? I'm the one who has to go through the pain of just repeatedly making money. But of course, I won't be doing any major updates without making a video on it. So let's say if I was to buy Field 8, that might be something I'll do off camera. Maybe if I buy 7 and 8, that might be something I might do off camera. But if I was to buy Field 4, then that's definitely something I would do on camera because that is a lot of money. I guess it just depends on how much of an impact it will leave. If I buy Field 8, then, I mean, it'll have an impact, but it won't be really something dramatic. If I buy, let's say, 4, now that is bigger than 12, and 12 is currently my biggest field. That would be a major change. That would probably put us up to maybe 100,000 every year. So the reason why we're up here is because of the animal farm, or the not animal farm. This is where you buy the animals, and lucky for me, I don't have to drive all the way back down that major road. I can just take all these back roads. We can do a slight realism and just imagine we never drove through any fields ever. And we'll go ahead and pretend that we have to actually get the animals from inside. Of course, as long as I'm within these 4 corners, it doesn't matter. But I would like to do this slightly realistic. So I'm gonna just put it in and pretend that we have to put it in to get our animals. Oh wait, actually never mind. There we go. Much better. Okay. We need to get cows. So buy. Oh, that's awful. 6. This is going to take a while, so let the power of editing activate. Oh, monies. I don't like that. So, you know what? I think this is a perfect time to end the video. I'll go ahead and get the cows off camera. I guess I just wanted to let you guys know that we'll have cows by the next episode, and we'll have to handle them. So I'm gonna actually look up tutorials maybe on cows, because the grass wasn't so hard. It's just, you grow it and you cut it. No different from any of the other crop. But I definitely have to say that cows, I think, are exponentially complicated. Or maybe they're just easy, and the mixed food rations just make it really hard. I'm gonna also look up those and have some facts down, and also I'm gonna write a list just so I don't forget. If I'm right, we named our world the Pineapple Palace, so I'm happy on that. Alright, well, anyway, so go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Also, just want to end with this, that if you consider wanting to do YouTube, just realize that, of course, and I'm a good example, that you're not going to get famous overnight. But, I mean, you might strike it lucky. I mean, me, nah, there's no way. I mean, I'm just doing this because it helps me with my stutter, helps me learn how to edit, and I get to play video games and have a slight more of justification for it. So, yeah, but the process is definitely not an overnight thing, and there is time, that is your biggest thing, time that goes into it. So go ahead and say thank you for watching. Like I said before, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see all of you later.